Good morning. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please welcome Charlie with our announcements.
Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, January 22nd, and it is a white day. Mr. Despin's B and C block classes will meet in the athletic training room in the field house for class today. Student government will meet right after school in Fuller Basement. Please check your email prior to the meeting and see Mr. Ryan or me with any questions or concerns. Join us today for the first workshop in our Leadership Training and Culture Building series with Mr. Keffer. The event will take place from 2:45 to 3:45 in Mayo Lounge. To reserve your spot, please RSVP on our campus page. Spaces are limited and will be allocated on the first-come, first-served basis. Clash Royale Club is meeting today at 3:30 in Fuller Basement and will meet every Thursday. Please join us. A reminder to all Hilltoppers that during tomorrow's advisory, you'll have the opportunity to create Valentines for our local elderly community members. Just let your advisor know to participate. Mrs. Morris is also looking for any student who have time to volunteer after school to organize supplies for our advisories. If you love this type of project or need volunteer hours, please stop by her classroom in Ranger 212 after school today. Thank you for your huge Hilltopper hearts. Happy birthday today to Mitchell Will, Meadow Schneider, and Naya Varnum. Happy birthday. And then for sports today, we have JV and varsity girls basketball, home versus Rice at 5:30 and 7, Alpine at Pico Peak at 9:30, and JV boys basketball at Thetford Academy at 4. Please release the team at 1:45. And I wasn't here, we didn't have school to do weather this week, but tomorrow and the weekend is going to be really, really cold, so make sure you bundle up, okay? Okay, goodbye.
Thank you, Charlie. The Alpine team raced against several schools on Tuesday at Smuggler's Notch. The girls team took third place with Piper Arioldes' 2 solid runs. Ace Irwin took 13th, Adara Williams 18th, and Willoughby Heath 19th to complete the scoring. The boys team took first place. Henry Semp won both runs of the 2-run GS race to take a convincing first. Charlie Allen took 5th, Otto Semp 9th, and Caleb Impey 14th. Great job to our Alpine teams. So today we're going to continue our Poetry Out Loud. And today's poets and folks who are declaiming are Everett Blake and Marcus Burns. So we'll start off by welcoming Everett to the stage. Everett.
My love is as a fever, longing still, by William Shakespeare. My love is as a fever, longing still, for that which longer nurseth the disease, feeding on that which doth preserve the ill, the uncertain, sickly appetite to please. My reason, the physician to my love, angry that his prescriptions are not kept, hath left me, and I desperate now approve, desire is death, which physic did accept. Past cure I am, now reason is past care, and frantic mad with ever more unrest. My thoughts in my discourse, as madmen's are, at random from the truth vainly expressed. For I have sworn thee fair, and thought thee bright, who art as black as hell, as dark as night.
Now please welcome Marcus.
Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2 with but 1 inning more to play. And then, when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that. We'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did also Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more, there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell, it pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then, while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye. A sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand. And it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echo answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain, and they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is gone from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh. Somewhere in this favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck.
Thank you, Everett. Thank you, Marcus. Well done. So today, Dr. Howell is traveling. She's on an alumni and admissions trip, but she sent along some comments that I'm going to read to you this morning, and they're the following. I wanted to be with you today, at least in words, to share a few thoughts about the walkout a number of you, our students, participated in on Tuesday to protest recent actions by U.S. immigration officials. Some have asked whether this was something the school sponsored or supported. Some have asked about the consequences for those who left school, indeed left campus during the school day. Some have asked if St. Johnsbury Academy has an official position on any of the issues that were addressed by the protesters. It's important that this community understand the answers to these questions, and I want to be very clear about them. First, this was an action that was organized and carried out entirely by you, by your peers, Academy students, without involvement or input of faculty or staff. That is important, and I'll get to why. Second, as a school, we had not discussed or weighed how we might respond in the moment if a large group of students chose to break rules by leaving class, nor did we anticipate that students would necessarily leave campus to gather on the courthouse steps. Leaving campus is certainly a serious concern because of potential safety risks. That said, some administrators, faculty, and members of campus safety were present. In the short lead up to 2 p.m., these adults were asked to be on hand to ensure student safety if a walkout occurred. We recognize that this adult presence may have been interpreted as an endorsement of the action. Since Tuesday, we've been discussing how to fairly respond in the future when and if you make the choice to break these or similar rules in order to protest. You heard from your classmates there is such a thing as good trouble that might include protesting against authority. Do notice that even if it's good, it doesn't mean that you're not in trouble. For our part, there are important reasons that we don't allow you to walk out of class and leave campus. For your safety and well-being, and for the sake of our integrity as an institution, we need there to be consequences when you do. We need to teach you that even as we teach you to use your voices productively and take principled stands, they are your voices. It's important that you recognize that St. Johnsbury Academy is guided by a powerful set of values: kindness, respect, inclusiveness, pursuit of truth, compassion, deep optimism, integrity, the things we so often talk about. Those are values that we will never shy away from declaring and standing behind. But there is a difference between taking and articulating a position on an issue, that is engaging politically, and articulating the values that make us who we are and guide us in our work. The latter we do proudly, and the former we encourage you to do with great care, humility, and as much help from us as you need. And so I'm going to offer from my voice just a quick summary of that, because again, in case there's any misunderstanding. So first, did the Academy endorse or organize the walkout? No. And in fact, we as administrators did not learn about the walkout until it was nearly time for you to start organizing. We will not endorse walkouts or impromptu walking away from the school day. The second is, are there consequences in this instance? Beyond the natural consequences of missing class, no. However, in future, regardless of the rationale for a group walkout, there will be consequences for skipping class, leaving campus, etc. It's our job to keep you safe. And finally, does the Academy have official positions, political positions? The answer is no, but I will note we all, as individuals, every one of us have deep convictions. It's part of what makes us a rich and diverse community, and it's part of the thing that allows us to have such productive and critical thought around conversations. But the Academy as an institution has values, but not political. We don't espouse political action. We're not a political organization, obviously. We're a school. So with that, we're going to adjourn today, but I'll just offer, if you have questions or you'd like to follow up, certainly stop by the head's office today. I'm happy to chat with you. Faculty.